So why don't you explain, for the benefit of a lot of members and students and other people who might be interested, what the difference is between BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Now, everybody knows that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is from Brazil, so technically it's a form of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But lately, there's been a distinct difference in the two camps. So if you can kind of, let people know what your idea is, and it might clear up some thinking for a lot of people.
Well, there's that kind of sport jiu-jitsu and sport jiu-jitsu and Gracie jiu-jitsu. Gracie jiu-jitsu, basically, just real quickly, is like, it was based on fighting, right? Fighting the smaller guy against a bigger guy, just fighting. More of a, I don't know if it's the right term, but warrior kind of a art. In other words, it's based on the old art of, like, somebody comes in your gym, you defend the gym, and you fight. No rules, and you just fight, right? So that's kind of what it's based on.
It's very judo-like.
Yeah.
It sounds of things, because that's how the Japanese used to do it.
Yeah, so you just want to fight. And it's based on street fighting and whatever, down and dirty fighting. You want to win the fight, right? Whatever guy comes in, whatever kind of art comes in, you fight him. So that's what it's based on, right? So, and that's what they try to keep it to. Lately, with a lot of jiu-jitsu, it's sport jiu-jitsu. They have a lot of, we have tournaments, even in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, we had tournaments and stuff like that. And the tournaments is a good way to try to improve their art, right? You fight, and there's some basic rules going on there. And then the tournament started, and the rules have changed, and they changed the rules a little bit to, I don't want to guess why they changed the rules. The rules have changed, and it's turned into, people have turned the art or the sportive art into a sport, basically, right? So basically the same thing as judo. I mean, judo is turned into it's a kind of a sport now, and you play the rules, right? But I don't know if it's a good analogy or whatever to say, but when you go to judo, guys, and they do judo, I mean, Greg knows, like, when you go for judo, you go for a judo throw, what's the goal of judo, right? Is it to win the tournament, or is it the ultimate goal to get ippon, right? You go to a high-level judo, guys, the pride and the respect you get when you get an ippon is all there. And if you get a clean ippon, and you got to get 2 feet off the ground, the guy lands flat on his back, super, super clean throw. It's like the highest reward you can get as a judo player, right? So what's the highest reward in jiu-jitsu, right? To be able to fight in it. I mean, and I think that in itself can kind of tell you, when you go to the jiu-jitsu tournament, is the guy going for the ippon, or is the guy going for the points, or is he going for the advantage? Is he going for that, right? And you can't really go inside the guy's mind and say, what he's going for, right? Because he might win by advantage, right? But in his mind, he was going for the ippon, right? Some people are just playing for the points. And you get that in judo too. I mean, they want to win the tournament, so wazari or ippon, whatever they get is good enough to win the tournament. It's good enough for them. They win. But if you go back to what you're really trying to get the ippon, that's where pride comes in. And if you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament and you're going for the kill, Kron is a very good example of that, right? Kron is going for the kill. Know what's going on in his head. I don't want to try to say I know what's going on in his head, but to me, he's always going for the kill. Points be damned. He wants to kill. He wants to win by making the guy tap. That's the ippon, right? And that sometimes works out into his disadvantage in the way the rules are written. Do we want to promote people working the rules to win, or do we want the ippon? Do we want the tap? What do we want to promote? So I think it's a higher pride for the ippon, higher pride for the tap. So whatever the rules are, if it pushes that, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I was kind of I would always kind of shake my head at it, because you have two guys, let's say they're going for the world championship in their weight class, or even in the absolute, and the match ends 0-0, and you have one of them had an advantage because he tried to pass the guard, wasn't successful, but he was trying. The other guy was just, preventing from passing, so the referee gave the advantage to the one trying to pass the guard. So the match ends 0-0, and the referee ends up holding the hand up for the guy who tried to pass. He wasn't successful. He attempted to pass, so because of that, he got the advantage, which is okay, based on the rules. I get it. That's the win. What I don't get is how the one who wins by advantage is not disappointed. It's like, yeah, I guess I won. But I would kind of laugh at it. I'm like, really? Where they just, jump up in the air, hands up in the air, like they won the biggest prize in the world. And I'm thinking to myself, you didn't tap the guy. You didn't even score a point on the guy. But it's just because of somebody's interpretation, because you tried something that failed. And that's what Grandmaster Hickson had said once, that got him on advantages. Like, you get credit for trying but not succeeding.
Yeah.
And then to shoot your hands up in the air like yeah, I won, and jump up and down and be so proud, and like, I don't get it.
Kind of like Roger in Jacare's tournament. His arm got broke.
Yeah.
Roger got his arm. Roger broke his arm.
Yeah.
Right? And the person who won it was Jacare.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations, Jacare. But I think the better person in the tournament was Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. I know by the rules you won. Congratulations. But the person, to me, who won was Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Roger really wanted that whole thing. Roger, I think kind of like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But,
those were the rules.
yeah, those are the rules. And you got to have rules, and then you got to come up with some kind of rules in tournaments like that.
Yeah.
And so even if you have a Hicks and Gracie JJGF tournament, you got to have rules, and you got to live within those rules, because the rules aren't exactly perfect all the time, but you got to have rules and you got to go about those things. I understand that, but in that specific case, again, like I said, I think Roger won.
Yeah.